the New York Yankees Recaps podcast.
My favorite thing about Hideki Matsui is that he killed Pedro Martinez in big spots. He killed him in the 2003 ALCS, killed him again in the 2009 World Series, ended Pedro's career. If Matsui was Godzilla, Pedro was Japan. Hideki Matsui joined the Yankees in 2003 to much fanfare. His first hit was off Roy Halladay, an opposite field single to pick up a run, and that's the type of hitter he was. He wasn't all or nothing for home runs. But to say this guy was a superstar in Japan does a disservice to how big this guy was. He was a legend. It's as if Elvis and Babe Ruth were the same person. He hit 50 home runs in his final season. He even had a home run derby versus Barry Bonds, and he lost. But it's on YouTube, and it's worth a watch. He knew how to make a first impression, that's for sure. He hits a grand slam in his first game at Yankee Stadium. And that wasn't even the only grand slam he had that year. He had two of them. Here's Charlie Steiner.
Confident air about him. Here comes the 2-1 swing. There's a fly ball deep to right field. It's way back there. It's on its way. There it goes. A grand slam for Hideki Matsui. His second grand slam of the season. And the Yankees with a 4-0 lead.
He always had a knack for driving in runs. Drove in 106 runs in his rookie year, despite only 16 home runs. Drives in 11 more in the postseason. Next year, though, 2004, was his best year. Hits 31 home runs, drives in way over 100 runs. He absolutely kills the Red Sox in the ALCS. Even though the Yankees lose, Matsui drives in 1,000,000 runs. Nice defense by Manny right there. Has 5 in Game 1 off of Schilling, and then 5 more in the 19-8 rout in Game 3. But the Yankees lose the series, 4-3, and Matsui doesn't make it back to another World Series for 5 years. Matsui had a very nice 2005, played in all 162 games for the final time, batted .305 with 23 home runs and 116 RBIs, only struck out 78 times. He was a guy who put the ball in play. I do remember he had that one goof where he forgot how many outs there were and still threw the guy out at third base. Then in 2006, his consecutive game streak ends at just over 1,700 games, bounces back in 07 with 25 homers and 100 RBIs. Has another injury-plagued season in his age 34 season in 2008, just 9 home runs and 45 RBIs, but then has his best year with the Yankees in 2009, the World Championship season. Bats just .274, which was the lowest of his tenure, but he hits 28 home runs, drives in 90 RBIs, and wins a World Series. Now, you may argue that the 2004 stats were better, but in 2009, he was the World Series MVP, the first ever Japanese player to become a World Series MVP, and to me, that trumps anything else he could have done statistically. After that season, he leaves to go to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim of Earth. He has a nice year, but then he moves on to Oakland and finally Tampa Bay before retiring after the 2012 season at age 39. He signed a one-day contract to return to the Yankees and retire as a Yankee, and he still lives in New York. In my opinion, Godzilla was the epitome of a Yankee. Did his job on the field, was great in the postseason, was quiet and humble, and all around a great player. I wish he hadn't gotten injured a couple times, but that's baseball. That happens. Overall, Hideki Matsui is an underrated New York Yankee.